The air in a deep bunker never lies. It smells of concrete dust, decaying steel, and the heavy metallic tang of rot. But beneath that, in the places where the ventilation died decades ago, you smell the warning. That thick, humid scent of warm meat and stale fur. That is the smell of things that adapted to the dark, the things that eat. You are not trapped, you are sealed. 48 hours is the minimum sentence when you share a tomb with sharp teeth. This isn't a test of endurance, this is a brutal examination of physics and tactical resource denial. Forget your multi-tool for a minute. Your greatest asset right now is your ability to stay absolutely, utterly silent. Silence is not just the absence of sound. It is the refusal to create auditory evidence of your existence. If you are shuffling, you are dead. If you are coughing, you are calling them. If you are running, you are simply directing them to your location. We start with the environment. This isn't a clean cave. It's a toxic scar left by industry. If it was a mine, you have methane, hydrogen sulfide, and the silent killer, carbon monoxide. If it was a military facility, you have unidentifiable chemical aerosols and heavy metal particulates. Before you worry about the fangs, worry about the air you are actively pulling into your lungs. It takes about 30 seconds of breathing lethal gas to ruin your 48-hour plan. Here's the thing about surviving the first hour. It is the moment you transition from human panic to cold, calculating machine. No hope, only protocols. The darkness is your enemy and your shield. Never trust it. Never assume you are unseen. Assume everything around you sees better, hears better, and is currently hungrier than you are. Predators who live underground evolve. Their eyes diminish, their hearing sharpens, their vibrissae, their whiskers, become hyper-tuned seismographs, detecting the vibration of your weight distribution. Do not walk, slide. Keep your center of gravity low. Use your hands not just to guide you, but to feel for changes in the floor texture. If the floor changes from cracked cement to loose aggregate, you must adjust your pressure immediately. Loose rock equals sound. Sound equals dinner bell. Your first goal is to locate a safe pocket. Not a corner, not a wide chamber. Find a natural choke point. A bottleneck. A place where only one creature, preferably smaller than you, can approach at a time. This pocket must also satisfy the 3 unbreakable rules of bunker survival. Rule 1, access to airflow. Rule 2, defensibility. Rule 3, backed by solid, non-collapsible structure. Let's address the breathing issue first. Air is the absolute priority. If you have a cigarette lighter, or better a candle, use it. This is the classic canary test, but faster. Ignite the flame. If the flame burns blue and high, oxygen is low, but usually safe from CO. If the flame struggles, wavers, and threatens to extinguish, you're in an oxygen-depleted zone. But if that flame burns unnaturally high, flickers violently, and your head starts to throb, that's methane. That means one spark, one careless strike of metal on concrete, and you become a flash bulb. Move. Move quietly and urgently until the flame stabilizes. Once air quality is confirmed, your light source must die. Total darkness is the only way to level the playing field slightly. If you must use light, it should be filtered. Wrap any flashlight lens in fabric or mud. It must only illuminate the 2 feet directly in front of your feet. Never shine a beam down a long corridor. It creates a visible target. It tells them exactly where the light source is, and by extension, where the soft, warm meat is hiding. Now, the defenses. You need tools, not store-bought tools. Weapons born of debris. Look for rebar. Even a rusted, foot-long segment of rebar is a specialized killing instrument. It has weight, it has an unpredictable surface, and it requires no finesse. If the rebar is unavailable, look for thick, flat sections of broken concrete or brick. These are blunt force multipliers. The physics of the swing are simple. In the confined space of a tunnel, you don't need a massive arc. Focus on short, powerful jabs and lateral swings aimed at the predator's weakest point. The orbital sockets, the nose, that soft space just behind the jaw hinge. When you settle into your choke point, use the debris strategically. Build a low barrier, not a wall, which alerts them, but a trip hazard. Litter the pathway to your position with uneven concrete chunks and loose stones. The goal is auditory confirmation. You want to hear the predator stumble before you see or feel it. That 3-second warning is your lifetime. Predator response time is predicated on certainty. If you introduce uncertainty, if they hear an anomalous sound they can't place, they hesitate. Hesitation is the window you exploit. Now for method 3, scent management. This is where most amateur preppers fail. They hide the visual and the sound, but forget the overwhelming beacon that is human odor. We sweat stress. We smell fear. And they smell every single molecule of it. You must mask your scent immediately. This bunker is abandoned. Use its filth. If you find stale motor oil, rub it on your boots and lower pant legs. If you find rust dust or coal dust, mix it with a small amount of water or sweat and smear it on your skin, focusing on exposed areas. This creates a confusing, layered environmental smell. It dilutes the specific savory scent of a warm mammal, you. It makes you smell like the bunker itself. But you must also manage waste. This is grim but mandatory. Your urine and feces are powerful attractants. They must be contained and placed as far away from your location as possible. If you cannot safely move them, dig a shallow depression in the floor, if feasible, and cover it with maximum debris. Do not use a jacket or cloth. That only traps the heat and amplifies the odor. Use inorganic material. Use rust and dust. Method 4. Psychological warfare. The 48-hour clock is also ticking on the predator's patience. They know you are there. They smell you. They are assessing the energy required versus the caloric return. Your goal is to increase the energy cost. Make the reward seem too expensive. Use sound deception. If you must make noise, never make it where you actually are. If you have a loose stone, toss it softly into a side tunnel, well away from your position. Wait for the reaction. Observe the direction of the predator's focus. If the bunker allows for echoing, a single sharp clap against a steel pipe or a metal door 3 corridors away can create chaos. It confuses their hunting pattern. It forces them to restart the assessment loop. This is where you gain minutes. If you are cornered, the fight is unavoidable. Do not engage defensively. Engage offensively. Predators expect a panicked retreat. They expect high-pitched noise and attempts to shield the vital organs. Deny them that script. If a feral dog or coyote commits to the attack, meet the aggression head-on with a sudden low growl or shout. Use the element of shock. Aim for the legs first, crippling their mobility, then drive the rebar into the cranial mass. Do not hesitate. Hesitation means stitches or worse. Let's talk about the slow killers. Infection and dehydration. Even a minor scratch from rusted metal is a fast track to tetanus. If you have any form of medical adhesive tape or clean cloth, cover every break in the skin immediately. Do not rely on the local water. Bunker water is usually drainage mixed with heavy minerals, petroleum residue, and perhaps worse. If you find water dripping from condensation points, the ceiling or metal pipes, collect it. This is the cleanest source, having condensed out of the air. Collect it in any container you have, even your cupped hands if necessary. Sip it. Do not gulp. Your 48 hours is based on caloric conservation. You are operating on fumes. If you have energy bars or rations, eat 1/4 of the recommended serving every 8 hours. Keep your metabolic rate low. Do not shiver uncontrollably. If the temperature drops, use debris or dust to insulate your body. Concrete dust is surprisingly effective as a makeshift insulator against the chill of the earth. Remember the invisible threat, histoplasmosis. If this bunker housed bats or large flocks of birds, the dust is alive with fungal spores. Disturb the dust as little as possible. If you must move through a thick layer of dust, use a scrap of cloth, even a torn sleeve, as a basic particulate mask. It won't stop everything, but it prevents the massive, lethal ingestion of spores. Your survival is not just escaping the teeth, but escaping the aftermath. If you make it to hour 48, your body is compromised. Your senses are shredded. Your mind is running on adrenaline and paranoia. Before you exit, run a final security check. Ensure the predators are not using the exit point as a hunting blind. Listen for wind sounds. Listen for natural environmental sounds, like bird calls or traffic, that signal the outer world. If the bunker is truly abandoned, the exit will be unnaturally quiet. Check your perimeter one last time. Rebar ready, heart rate steady. Then you move. Fast, low, silent. When the first pale light hits your eyes, you feel relief, but don't stop. You are still covered in bunker filth, moving from the shadow world into the real one. Get distance. Clean your wounds, burn the clothes, process the mission. 4 layered threats: air, darkness, teeth, toxins. You neutralize them all with nothing but intelligence and debris. Congratulations. You didn't just survive the 48 hours. You survived the world that tried to forget you. Welcome to the new world. It's still ugly, but at least you're breathing,